Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode, the final episode of Calamity Craft. This is, took a screenshot. This is episode 35, the final episode. Last video, I made this. I made the statue. It's kind of a commemorative statue to all of us here, which, now that I look at this, let's change this. There we go, that's still a correct spelling. I made this as a commemorative statue to all of us on the server who have become Molder of Worlds, because we have shaped this world to be our own, and I love it. It's great. And I've had many great times on this server. And as a final episode, as a final hoopla, I would have to say, server tour. There's got to be a server tour. There can't not be, especially on the final episode, you know? So, I'm going to tour the server. Don't mind me, I'm just cleaning up. I'm going to tour the server, and I'm just gonna see if I can't show off everything that I remember happening. It's not gonna be super in-depth. I'm not gonna detail every single build, because then we'd be here all day. And I already have some clips of other things I want to show you just for the final video. So we're just gonna go through it. Have some time to just look back on some of the things that happened. I'm gonna fill up my rockets, and then we'll be on our way. So I want to start where it all began. Right at spawn. And I kind of want to do this in chronological order as much as I can, just so we have, some point of reference. Now, this is what spawn looks like right now. And as you can see, oh, the flower circle's still there. That's actually awesome. I didn't know that. But this is where it all started. Me, Xavier, Justin, and Izzy, we all started day number 1 right here. And like I said, the terrain was a bit different, but we had a lot of fun. We had a ton of fun. We just, started there, started BSing, and then we started going our own way. And I remember I went this direction, over yonder. And this is still here. But, just doing early game stuff. So I dug this hole. Still some cobble and some stuff in there. And I just started strip mining. I wanted to get iron. I remember that because we weren't really racing to see what achievements we'll get first, but we kind of did a little race. And yeah, I dug this hole. And then this is where I ran into the problem of gravel crashing my game with the version I was playing. But I got that fixed at some point. So, yeah. Day 1 stuff. Oh, this looks cool, coming from this direction. Nice. But over here, there used to be a village here, believe it or not. And really, the only remnants of that village are, these path blocks, and the fact that some of this terrain, yeah, there's some more path blocks, and, kind of blobby terrain where something could be on top of it. But yeah, there was a village here at one point, and we all kind of started here. Justin's house was down here, and then mine was up yonder. And I think the first thing I did, the first build I made was this farm. And it's expanded a little bit, I believe. Man, this looked so much different from when it first started. But I used to live in a little hut that was right here, and I got taken down at some point. And yeah, this was my first build. I did a short little time lapse of it. I had some fun. I had a lot of fun just making it. I was really just testing the waters, really, for making YouTube videos, because I wanted to try it. I mean, here we are. We've got a whole series later, you know, me and Coco both. And I'd say it was a success. But, you know, you had to start somewhere, and my humble beginnings was this small farm. And I think the next thing I did was build this house. And this house has pretty much stayed the same since its inception, except for the basement, which grew in size, and the upstairs, I changed how it looked to accommodate a whole Thanksgiving dinner, in which Zach was the only one who showed up. That was fun. I had a lot of fun doing that. But yeah, I extended this at some point, and yeah, it's pretty much stayed the same. Home base, I've been comfortable with it. It's a nice place. Oh yeah, and I've got my two dogs here, Linny and Lynette. I've got my sewers here. I think that's what happened next, or at least part of the sewers. There was a few parts, a few part videos where the sewers were made. I had a fun time doing that. I'm fairly happy with how it turned out. But if I were to do it again, I don't know. I would certainly do something different. But because of the terrain at the time and what it was offering, I think this was cool. I had a fun time doing it, and I know Coco was able to actually introduce it into her build. There's a grate over here where some of the sewer is coming out of. And she was able to incorporate that, so that's cool. And I'm trying to remember what happened in chronological order, and it's tough, man. It's tough. I know some point after I started the sewers, I built this bridge. I think this bridge was episode 5. And episode 4 was the beginning of the sewers, I think. And this bridge was episode 5. I think episode 3 was a trial chamber. I don't remember where that is, but I know when we were looking for it, me, Coco, and Zach, that Zach broke into a cave and fell on a piece of dripstone and died instantly. That was fun. But episode 5 was this bridge. This was the next thing I built. And this bridge is one of my favorite builds I think I've ever done. To be completely honest with you, I just really like the shape of it. I love how it's an old bridge with an overhang, you know, and there's a tunnel going underneath of it. And I love that there's just a slight step going up, and it's just a beautiful frame for the path underneath of it. I love the texturing. I love the idea of some older structures still being around with some newer structures. And I just love the flow of it. I love the design. I just can't get enough of it, and I'm so happy with it. One of my favorite builds. At some point, shortly after, I think I made some of this wall and then the tunnel. Because this tunnel, originally this was just a cliff. There was a bunch of terrain right here. And I didn't want to have to walk all the way up here to go over there. And even if I did walk up here, all this wasn't here, so there wasn't actually a path leading to the other side. So I was like, I need to make a tunnel. That's just what needs to happen. And I had a lot of fun with this tunnel. I was like, you know, it'd look really cool if it was dimly lit and you had all these statues in here. And I had a lot of fun with it. And Coco helped me with these statues, and I think they look excellent. And on the other side of the tunnel, we've got the farm, the stables. It's more of a stables, not a farm. I think this happened shortly after the tunnel. It was either after the tunnel or before the tunnel, but at first I built this. Just this L right here. But it quickly filled up, and we needed more space, so I was like, alright, let me make some more stables, but this time I made a fence around them. Because I wanted the animals to free roam, along with what other animals someone might put in here. I think it turned out nice. Get out of here. I think it turned out nice. I liked it. I had a lot of fun. And you know, we can never forget the poop corner. Legendary stuff. Legendary stuff. Steve, Tony, Petunia. Coco and I went on a big journey to get them. Those camels. At some point, more so recently than in the beginning of the server, I made this house just to serve as the home for the theoretical stable keeper. You know, what have you. Now I know really early on I made this bridge because I wanted over in that direction to be the now shopping and gaming district. But I wanted a really cool bridge. I wanted a grand bridge to walk over from where we're all living to the districts over here. It almost as a dividing centerpiece, if you will. And I had a lot of fun designing it. And I love how it turned out. And these statues, I love these statues. Everyone made such wonderful statues. We got a mushroom man. We got Justin, who made the hero with the dragon egg. He's got this cool sword. We've got Izzy. Oops. Get out of there. We got Izzy with the distinguished frog with a wonderful top hat. You know, got a little blushy cheeks. Got mine, which was the first one. The builder. To be a builder. And he's holding a log, and he's got a little hammer. Zach, with his wonderful The Melon. It's a shiny version of a Mudkip. I remember that. And then Spiderfooty's The Tower. And just like the sign says, I love it, because it's a callback to Bloons Tower Defense. With a monkey who throws darts. So, I love that. I realize as I'm recording this, there's going to be a lot of talking. My voice is already starting to get tired from talking. But this is the shopping district. We've got Justin's 2 shops. Got a cocoa shop right there. Some of mine are over there, and another cocoa shop. And then she's also got, darn it, a little frog light shop all the way down there. But I did all of the pathing. I got all the stone and smelted it all into smooth stone. And I like the path. And we had plans to make this bigger at some point to expand into the ocean. But that never really happened. But that's okay. I had a lot of fun building it. And it was just a great time. Just a great time. Yeah, I wouldn't think that anyone bought anything. I always like checking because you really never know. Go check the cactus farm. Nope. Anyone want to auto fish yet? Nope. That's okay. Chalky Milk. Chalky Milk Inc. This. I love that bridge earlier, but I'd be lying if I didn't say this was my favorite build. It just is. I I love it. It's a simple build. It really is. It's just concrete and glass, and I kind of tried to make it look like, I don't know, some sort of modern storefront. And Coco and I were business partners at Chalky Milk, and we had a little skit. The full skit was actually on her channel. But we did some pretty poor acting, but we had a lot of fun doing it. And this is just the first building of Chalky Milk. Here, I'll sort through this. Pause it and read it if you'd like. This was the first building for the shopping district. And way over yonder, the one for the gaming district. I love this build. I did all the armor stands, actually. Or, no, what it was Coco did the armor stands for the building I built over there. Coco built this, and then I did the armor stands in here. And we both agreed that Coco would be the one who's just doing normal stuff. Someone walks in, she's like, "Hi, how can I help you?" And I'm getting myself into trouble somehow. We had a lot of fun. But before this, before Chalky Milk even existed, this was the very first minigame. Guess who? With blocks. And we got quite a bit of mileage out of this, I must say. Quite a bit. My most recent, not my most recent, but one of my most recent videos, I built this. The PvP arena. And for some reason, it just so happened to be my most popular video at the time of recording this, with slightly over 1,000 views. I had play tested it with Coco, and we had a bunch of fun. I realized that crossbows do a lot more damage than a bow, which is kind of neat. I never use bows, really, in normal gameplay, but maybe I should. And if I do that, then maybe I should replace it with a crossbow. The Calamity Bank, home of the bank. This was a big group project. Everyone on the server pretty much contributed to it. Almost everyone. It was a lot of fun trying to design it. And thankfully, Justin was kind enough to build the whole thing by himself. So, as long as I didn't have to do this in survival, I was pretty happy. Here, let's go through everyone's vaults. Got my vault. Zach. Fickle. Xavier, who is now Pickle, I guess. Justin's. Izzy, where she subsequently died in a hilarious clip. Brendan didn't play very much. Coco's vault, she didn't put anything in there. And on the other side, Spider's vault, didn't put anything in it. Allie's vault, which I don't think I even saw her play once. An open vault, another open vault. Calamity Carl. No, it's just Calamity, that's just his name. That's his vault. Parrish's vault. Boppo's vault. He didn't get on very much either. But yeah. It was a really cool concept to have coins as currency and have diamonds still hold value, because you can turn diamonds into coins and then turn coins into higher tier coins or lower tier coins. It was a pretty neat idea. But just because there wasn't a whole lot of people online. It wasn't really put to use. More recently, I had put together this whole side. I wanted to make a path that led from the bridge to our homes, because for the longest time it was just a hill that you had to climb, and it was pretty inconvenient. But I like being able to just walk up it now. And it looks pretty cool, I would say. Including all the floors and walls. Oh, excuse me. I also made this tree. This great big tree, and I'm fairly happy with it. One of the bigger trees I've made. In fact, when I think about it, I think this is the biggest tree that I've built. And I'm happy with it. I think it looks really good. And I know Coco really liked it too. I know she did. Once again, more recently, put up all these walls. Finally made a sewer exit right there. And I finished the ancient sewer by just decorating the outside a bit more. And a little earlier than all of this was actually the ancient sewer itself. I decided to make a sewer, but look older and more dilapidated, more decrepit. And it was a lot of fun. I had fun doing it. I connected it to the newer sewer. But very fond building memories here, and I would say building this was actually before like episode 10, maybe? I don't remember. I don't remember which episodes are which. All I know is that this one was a little early on compared to everything else. You know, now that I'm walking through everything, I feel like I've done a lot less than I remember doing. There's the, whatchamacallit. I made this abandoned building to house Fella. This was a more recent video. And it was just simple. I kind of hate this thing. I hate it. The tough. I don't even know what it is, but I like this part. I like the cobble part, but I hate the tough part. And this used to be where melons and pumpkins were physically planted, but I decided to make a automatic melon and pumpkin farm for everyone. So that's what I did, and that's what happened. And then at some point, Justin, the sweetheart that he is, decided or asked if he wanted an automatic shulker loader for this farm and auto crafters for the melons. And not only that, he made it to where they would all be delivered to the top right here. So all of these shulkers are filled to the brim with pumpkins and melons. Orange for pumpkin, green for melon, you know. And that was very awesome of him to do. Honorable mention before I talk about the cathedral is the bridge that I made at Coco's farm. I'm in love with that bridge in that area. I'm sorry. This bridge might be the second favorite bridge now that I think about it. This is my second. Well, I've got the big wooden bridge. This might be my third favorite bridge. I'm sorry, bridge. You've been knocked down to third place. But the bridge I made at Coco's, that one's my favorite. I just loved designing that area. I loved making the birch trees and the other trees and just decorating the area. and it was a lot of fun. But this, my biggest build on the server, by far, and the most tedious build on the server I've done, by far, the most time and effort I put into a build on the server thus far, is this cathedral. I love how it looks. I love how I used copper and pale oak because I never use that. In fact, since copper's release, I just haven't used it, like ever. Not for one single thing ever. And this was the first time that I was really happy with the use of copper. I love it in this build. And I think it looks awesome. And I love the stained glass windows I have. I just got the different colored glass with glow lichen on top of it. And at nighttime it's glowing, so it looks like there's light coming through the windows. And the glow lichen also just makes it look like a stained glass window. And then I also have these big portraits at the side, at the back here. I got more of those. And I just love it. I love how it looks. I love the gradients. The gradients add a lot of detail, and this was my first time ever building with gradients like that. And I think it turned out well. It just really turned out. I'm not as happy with the interior, but I'm still fairly happy with it. I think it looks pretty cool still. And when the sun is coming out in that direction, this looks really sick. With, hold on, let me turn shaders on. So this is what it looks like with normal shaders in the daytime. But when it's morning and the sun is over there, you can actually see colored rays of light. It's really frickin' cool. Oh, I should have been doing the server tour like this the whole time. I'm a silly fool. That's okay, though. That's okay. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to build any more on this series, but I lied. I increased my basement. I made it bigger. I made 6 more double chests in the hopes that I can put most of this away. So I'm going to try and get sorting now. And just like that, everything's cleaned up. The only shulker I have here are just my valuables. And yeah, nothing added there, nothing there. I made passive mob drops there, and then hostile ones there. Here's all my empty shulkers. Shulkers filled with plant stuff. I just have more plant stuff. And nothing down there. Everything else managed to fit. I have a lot more shulkers of grass and dirt. And my cobble is refilled. And so is my stone. And everything else is pretty much getting full. So, yeah. But yeah, that's it. That's the end. This is the final moment in my Calamity Craft series. This is the final thing. I'm done. I've done it. I have reached the end. What have you got for sale? Nothing. Goodbye. Do not be saddened, though. I know this is the end of a series, but a new series will begin shortly. So just you wait. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. But until then, I'm going to put everything in here that I own. Because I'm not sure if there's going to be a server download or not. I don't know if that's going to be a thing. I don't know who'd be interested. We'd have to ask the server owner how to do that. Because I don't have the know-how. Coco doesn't have the know-how. Oh, I'm stretching. I'm sorry. But I'm sure Justin would be more than willing to, so I'm going to put all my stuff right there. But that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching the final episode of Calamity Craft. I had a blast making it. There were so many fun times and funny moments that I experienced. And I'm so thankful that I experienced those moments with some of my closest friends. I hope they feel the same way. I am not leaving them. They will still be my friends. I hope they'll always be my friends, because I love them. But thank you once again. If you want to see what's coming in the future, make sure to subscribe. That way you'll see what's coming. But until then, I really hope you guys take care.
Izzy, this is your vault right here. That's you. Oh!
Bloopers! Cut.
Okay, I don't like this bank anymore.
What is
Dude, this bank's already had a fucking murder.
This
What's
bank's-
going on, dude?